good. That was good. That new
No, it
internet
wasn't.
makes it easier. All right, welcome everybody to the 2026 version of the TCC Preview Podcast. You got myself, Archie Cooley, representing for Team Preem, and to my left, I got the thoroughbred Mondo. Introduce yourself, buddy.
Hey, DJ Mondo, back-to-back member guest champion in the Tacoma Golf Club, if you ever heard of it. Uh, representing here for Team Evans today with my compatriot Luke Evenson, or as we called him, Dakota Slim, back in the day. Luke, any words to say to open us up?
No, just excited to be here, guys. I appreciate the invite.
We're, we're here for Team Evans, Luke. We're here to kind of, hold our captain up as he continues to dry out from being flooded in his tent last night. No fun.
Well, thoughts and prayers to the
T's and
Evans
P's.
family.
T's and
Uh,
P's and secret P's.
secret piece. So we're gonna start off this podcast, and we're gonna run through a little 2025 recap. It was an extremely exciting year. Uh, obstacles in our paths overcome. Uh, washout, mosquito infested. It was a wild year. Following that, we'll run through what we can expect for 2026. We'll run through the draft, talk about the courses a little bit, go through a little bit of the format, but then probably the thing I'm most excited about is we're going to run through uh, some betting lines. Vegas got a hold of the TCC this year, so they put out some betting lines. So thank you to Caesar Sportsbook for doing that. Um, and yeah, so let's kick it off with last year. Giants Ridge started off a little tumultuous. Uh, the captain of Team Ratty then turned Team Ghosty. Cal Ratty not able to make it, had some back problems, and had to bow out. So Team Ratty became Team Ghosty. Ghosty, first round Hall of Famer, stepped up into a leadership role for the first time in TCC history. So we're really glad to see him rise to the occasion and lead the team to an almost victory. Um, the final score, Team Preem won 21.5 to 20.5. It was up and down. Um, After day one, Team Preem looked like they were in cruise control. Day two, Team Ghosty came back, swept the first session on day two, won a majority of the matches in the second session. So everything came down to match play, where we were facing a little bit of a washout. Supposed to go up and play Wilderness at Fortune's Bay, got up there, very, very stormy. So we had to pivot. A group of us went and played 9 at Quarry, and the rest of the group played 18 at Quarry, right? Quarry?
Yeah, because Wilderness said that everybody was closed down. Good luck. So we called Black Bear, which is closer to Duluth. And then on the way down to Black Bear, I was like, I'm just gonna call Corey and see if they're open. And I called them, they're like, yeah, come through. And so it was like a throw your brakes on because we were kind of like had to take a left versus go straight. And so we all kind of hauled ass over to the quarry. And then, like Jake said, I have to take umbrage with the reference to Team Ghosty. We were Team Evans last year. Evans stepped in a tough spot,
Oh, I was
and
saying that more
captain.
in jest.
No, I know, but put some respect on my captain's name. Is what I'm trying to say.
Mad
Um,
respect.
yeah, thank you. But yeah, a bit of a washout situation. We were able to salvage some golf, and we were happy for it. But then, a lot of us had a very long ride home the next day, Archie included.
Yeah, yeah. So um, I'll say 2025. Let's dole out the MVP. Um, I'll go through and I'm going to tag Luke. Sorry, Slim. Who was your MVP for 2025?
Uh, it's going to be one of our guys that came through unexpectedly. Tony Karlovich was the MVP, my MVP. Not only beat Mondo, but he also beat the Ghost, and he got the final match play win on Wednesday afternoon to seal the deal. So that's why I have him as my MVP.
Yeah, I would agree there. I think it's hard to give it to anybody else. Running down the list, the most points attained was done by a little bitch, McClay, and unfortunately he was on the losing team, so that kind of disqualifies you for the MVP. But yeah, got to hand it to Tony. He took care of business. He defeated the Ghosty twice. Gave the Ghosty first two losses in TCC history. Mondo, any other MVP votes or anything else to add there?
I mean, as much as it pains me to say this, I think we have to throw McClay into the conversation. He went 3-1-1 last year in 2025, where Tony went 3-2. Unless our numbers are bad, which very well could be the case. We're still waiting on that public accounting firm to come in and audit our stats.
I checked
Um,
them and they're legit. Yeah.
so I mean, to that point, I think honestly that the MVP performance of the entire TCC last year was the 2v2 scramble match where Evans and McClay pushed with Carlo and Casey. That was our sacrificial lamb, and they went out and got a half there. And for that reason, I'm gonna hold McClay up as my MVP.
A bold statement. Can a pitcher win the MVP? No, they got their own award. Who's to say? But congratulations to both of those honorees. Can't wait to be teammates with both of them this year and continue their great play. Um, we also are very sad to announce the retirement of Ghosty. The leadership burden was too much, and he folded under that burden. So he is officially retiring. The Hall of Fame voting is currently out. We're waiting for responses. I don't think that there's any question he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. But sad to see him go. Hope he never comes back.
Well,
He he might
I think that we need to start building in alternates.
the Ghosty might
I've got a
have a
couple
There's
feelers out to some alternates.
tough time getting into the Hall of Fame. He's had some performance enhancing drug issues. So I don't know if the committee is going to vote him in.
Well, we'll see what the writers say. I mean, it's up to the writers.
Of
There's
course.
there's some curmudgeons that won't vote him in based on that. Some people just want to look at stats and what he did for the game. Um, so, and to close out 2025, we absolutely want to throw a big thank you out to the Schneiders-in-Law for their hospitality and hosting us in their condo up at Giants Ridge. Really helped to offset the any of the costs. We were respectful. We kept the place neat, clean. Can't say enough about the Schneiders-in-Law and what they've done for this organization.
Yeah, shout out to the Jurgensens. Thank you so much. Okay, Schneider's.
I came up with that.
And,
It's really clever.
and you guys didn't mention Matt kind of buried the lead, but on Wednesday when it was raining so much and Wilderness closed down, I'm still shocked to this day that the quarry was open and the the water drainage systems that they have on that course must be impeccable to get that much water
Yeah.
off the
It
course and
was
ready for the TCC to finish up.
Well, not only off the course on Wednesday when it was but it had been raining pretty significantly virtually the entire time we were there. So it was like it
Yeah.
was working overtime the entire time. Yeah, it was fantastic.
You know what else is working overtime? Those fucking mosquitoes. Those are the worst bugs I've ever had in my life.
It was pretty wild. It it was lucky that it wasn't warm. So layering up and protecting, that way was possible because if we were facing heat, we might be looking at the Jake Evenson Memorial TCC.
Also, I have to give a giant fuck you to Giants Ridge for giving me the fin cycle without the working brakes. That was a douchebag move, which caused me to crash that on the on 13 at the Legend. Not cool. Did not love that. But we made it through until the tail.
I completely forgot that you rode the motorcycle. Fantastic.
And then told everybody else no one else should ride the motorcycle.
Perfect opportunity, and
Yeah.
everybody else is like, nah, we're good. We don't want to deal with that. Um, all right, so let's kick it off into season 2026. Um, let's start off by going through a draft recap. Um, the Team Evans was picking on the first of the snake. So Limoges, first overall. Um, I gotta say, it was a bit of a surprise, but
Yeah.
I will also say the form your game is rounding into, according to recent play, makes it not so much of a head scratcher. How did it feel to hear your name called first overall? Was it expected? Were you shocked?
You know when you go to a coffee shop and they have the tip jar, and one of the things on the tip jar says tips accepted, but not expected? That's was my general perspective as it related to being picked first. Not expected, but I'm here for it, and I'm willing to live up to the line there.
Well, I think we're all very excited to see that happen. So then Team Casey comes out next and chooses Carlo in the 2 spot and myself in the 3 spot. Comes around and Luke goes 4, Phil goes 5, McClay 6, Hutton 7, Schneider 8, Obar 9, and your MVP picked
Not my
last.
MVP. Not my MVP.
I gotta say, I was a little surprised to have Tony fall that far. Thrilled he's on my team. But yeah, so it was an exciting draft, and I think it's gonna shape up for a fun year.
Absolutely. I'm excited for the teams. Very clear divide on the teams. Much more of a shakeup this go around in the second iteration of captainship than it was when Team Haynes just like tried to run it back, and I was on Team Haynes. Um, so yeah, looking forward to seeing what the team shakeup does. RIP go see RIP Ratty. Archie, when you mentioned earlier today that like look who reached out to me, I was certain it would have been it was Kyle Ratty, and he was gonna be like, so that's in 2 weeks, right? But
That would be a hefty surprise. That,
yeah.
that would be kind of shocking. But no, it was the representative from the
Well, before
first.
we go there, should we announce the location of the 2026 TCC?
Thanks for killing my lead in. Appreciate that. The location of 2026 TCC. We are coming to my home state. We are going to Iowa. Going to be hitting up the Eastern Iowa corridor. Really excited about this. Really excited to have a less than a single day's travel to make it there. I could tell you who's really excited. It's my wife and kids because now they get to have me around for an
Daddy?
extra couple of hours. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
because your mind's gonna be on them. in the
Uh,
couple hours leading up to the
yeah,
TCC.
it's certainly not going to be mentally packing Sunday at 6 a.m. That's for sure. But yeah, so we got three what I think are very high quality courses that we're going to be touching on. Day one, we are going to be at the Amana Colonies. And we'll get into each of these courses a little bit further. Day two, we are going to be at the home of the Iowa Open, Blue Top Ridge at Riverside Casino. Put a bookmark on that one. And then number three for match play, we are going to play what I am very excited for match play is Hunter's Ridge up in Marion, Iowa. Um, really excited for this round. I think we got three very different courses, and extremely excited for Hunter's Ridge to be the host of our singles round. Um, Luke, I want to kick it over to you. Going from having TCC more or less in your backyard for several years and literally in your backyard for 1 year. Um, how do you feel about the travel? How are you going? How are your plans changing to your lead up to account for an extra couple days travel for this year's TCC?
Yeah, we're not used to this. This will be a little bit of an uncomfy spot for me, kind of an
Excellent
away
insight
game.
from
He's
Dakota
already
Slim there.
traveling. He's
Yeah,
already on his way.
he's already packing. So
But I'm
um,
excited to see some
with
new
that in
golf
mind,
courses.
Mondo, I'm going to kick it over to you to give a little preview of each of these courses. We've played all of these courses, well, most of Amana
Yeah.
colonies, but yeah, why don't you kick us off a little bit?
Yeah, so I mean, if you think about the different course structure that we have for this year's TCC, I think the Amana Colonies is going to be a perfect one to start off with. Really kind of having to play smart, not getting out over your shoes. And then Blue Top Ridge is a much more open ballpark. You got to swing out of your shoes there. And then Hunter's Ridge, just get to the back nine and hang the fuck on. But we'll go into the reasons for that a little bit. But Amana Colony is designed by Iowa City native William J. Spear and opened in 1989. Fun fact, I am playing a match on Sunday morning, this Sunday morning, against the guy who also built this golf course. And I'm beat his ass last year, and I'm a little nervy about this year, but that'll be fine.
He was
Reed,
he was sitting in the Earth Mover, and we've seen his work on display. The drainage there was top notch.
it was fantastic.
You can give him my regards on Sunday
Yeah,
after you beat his
after,
ass.
of course, after I beat his ass. I was just I mean, when Mark and Mike and I were so to round up the story. Mark, my father-in-law, Mike, Team Evans captain, Jake and or Archie and I went down to Amana Colonies for my birthday, and tried to get as much golf in as we could. Um, I was explaining to the people in my car that I know that guy who builds those golf carts, and that fucker will drain, and it sure did. It's a very woody course. I want to look at my notes here because I think I have a better breakdown of what Amana Colonies is.
I would
It's position golf is what it is. You can't just get up and grip it and rip it off the tee. It's carved through 500 acres of white oak. There's no parallel fairways. There is some significant elevation changes, which may lead to you not having a flat lie all day. And the greens can be somewhat sloping. I remember on the front there was I think it was 8 or maybe it was 10. So just starting the back, that green is very penal. And there's a lot of different green complexes. And on nine, it's a really short par four. You think, oh shit, I'm going to get there, and then you end up having to climb a hill like 60 feet up in the air to a plateaued green with very limited space to land it. So I mean, it's a shot maker's course. I'm excited to play it again, and this time play past hole 13. And I'm really excited to see how everybody does here. RG, any
yeah
thoughts on your experience at Amana?
yeah I never really truly knew what a second shot golf course was until I played Amana, where virtually every tee shot is hit, you know, off of an elevated tee, and every green is elevated from the fairway. So like overall net elevation change is going to be pretty negligible. But your tee shot is going to be down, and planning out where your tee shot is going to go is really going to have an impact on your second shot. You know, like Mondo said, grip it and rip it is not going to be the play here. Even if you can take on a little bit more risk and try and squeeze something in, um, you're not really gaining a lot because your second shot will be so much further uphill that your plays like yardage is going to be relatively the same.
And you got it, but on top of on top of not having a further distance, the longer club you hit, the worse it's going to be able to hold these greens. And these greens, a lot of them they're not turtle backed, but they're set up high with drop offs off to the sides. I'm thinking that par three on the front, Jake, that par three we ended on 13. That was set up a little bit
Yeah,
pushed up as well. So I think it's going to be a really interesting test, but a perfect example of what you're talking about of tee position. And I'm glad we played it before. I think it's hole five, the one where you almost killed yourself by dumping the cart into the lake. Was
yeah,
that
yeah,
five?
yeah. That was fun. Yeah.
It's a you can kind of see the green, or you can see where the pin is from the tee box, but you don't believe it. And
Mhm.
you got to kind of like try to cut this tree off. Don't try to cut the corner on the tree. Just lay it out right. You're gonna have a wedge in, and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
like don't take off more than you can chew at this course, because it will be more than you can chew.
yeah, yep. Um, so uh, because I think Dakota Slim is facing some technical difficulties, we got the IT team over there trying to get him up and running. Slim, just chime in when you get reconnected. But let's move on to Blue Top Ridge at Riverside.
I want
This
to say one more thing about Amana. I don't know if it's going to be the case why we play there again, but their rough is very thin.
describe what you mean by thin.
It's not a sticky like bushy rough. They keep it really mowed, not mowed tight, but I couldn't. There were times I couldn't tell where I was on the fairway or the rough at Amana.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, the rough wasn't tremendously long, and this is where like it was really wet, and it
Yeah,
was kind of mowed down a little bit. So like, who knows what the conditions are going to be like at the height of summer when it's probably not getting as much rain. So they might be letting it grow out a little long. And as we speak,
right.
it's raining here. But I think Amana is definitely a course where they can set it up to be really, really challenging if they want to, but they can also dial it back. So yeah, but any other thoughts on Amana before we move on?
No other thoughts on Amana. I'm excited for it.
Let's drive south. We are going to be passing by Kinnick Stadium on our way to Blue Top Ridge, just south of Iowa City. Uh, Blue Top Ridge was built in uh, 2008, designed by Reese Jones.
Ever heard of him?
Upon yeah, upon opening, it immediately required a redesign because flooding in 2008 closed a significant portion of their front nine. Um, so it reopened again in 2009 after the re-architecture or the redesign. And since 2017, it has played host to the Iowa Open, um, which is the Iowa professional tournament since we don't have one anymore. Uh, Winners include Zach Johnson and Adam Schenk of PGA Tour fame and of losing Ryder Cup captain fame. So it's exciting. It's a big course. It's a big boy course.
Yeah. Do you want to give your thoughts on Blue Top Ridge first?
I think that's pretty much my thoughts. Is it's a big boy course. I think it tips out at like 73, 7,400.
Yeah,
Even
which
the
we'll
one
play.
ups, yeah, totally. Even the one ups are going up to 7,000 yards. So I think T selection is going to be a conversation that we will have. Um, I like I said, I think it requires a lot off the tee, not
Hmm.
from a precision perspective, but from getting some distance and squeezing some distance out, not overly penal, a little of fairly decent amount of elevation change. You know, I don't really have anything too much to say. Like par
Yeah,
fives are big. Like par
they're
five,
long.
there's not going to be a lot of two shot par fives. So,
They have the
but what
the longest hole in the state of Iowa, right? Did you say that already?
longest hole in the state of Iowa? I had not said that, but yeah, we won't be playing it from 665. We scale it back to, I think we're going to probably be playing around 575. That's all.
I, my thoughts on Blue Top Ridge. Archie and I have played that as well in one of our golf outings. Jake, Archie, how did the scores go that day? Do you remember it all?
You wiped me both times.
Yeah, I think we both shot mid to high 80s. I think what's funny is this will be the best conditioned course that we play, hands down. But it's the course I'm the least excited to play. Like, there's nothing. It's not interesting, but it's not full of character. It's a very well conditioned casino course on a very brawny layout. They have really cool vistas. There's a hole where you have to like drive right by a silo in a barn. I mean, it's a cool layout. I'm not trying to shit on the course, but I don't remember anything particularly uh, mind blowing about the golf design other than just being like, oh, this is a lot. This is a lot of course.
It's an execution course.
Yeah.
It's not trying to trick you. It's not a course where like a course management is going to come into play. Like there's a couple of holes where like taking on a little bit more risk, you can kind of weigh those options, but what you see is what you get.
Yeah, it's all in front of you. But that's a great, Archie, that's a great segue into what you said, that this course isn't a situation that's going to try to trick you. I think that's a great segue into our last course at Hunter's Ridge.
Yeah, this is a course that we've played a couple of times. It was designed by a Bob Lohman, who apparently has a lot of courses under his name. Opened in 1997. It was built to attract people to the luxury housing development in the area.
In Marion,
Uh,
Iowa.
in Marion, Iowa.
Yep.
I mean, the houses are nice. I can't shit on the houses, you know, when you see my shack,
Right.
but uh, it was designed as a very front back course, not two separate nines, but two very different experiences between the front and the back. They call the front the meadow. They call the back the wetlands. And every time that we've played out there, I dare say that Mondo, we've come in on the front like five
Hot.
shots over par, like feeling
Yeah.
really good about ourselves, and the back just dices you up.
Yeah, and I think Archie kind of hit the nail on the head. We were kind of trying to find it. We were originally supposed to try to get on a Finkbine for our match play round, and we were trying to kind of vibe and find a different course. And Archie kind of called out like, "Why not Hunter's Ridge?" And I think the back nine at Hunter's Ridge is gonna get fucked. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be some screams. I think probably a couple of club throws. I can't remember. I think it's hole like 13. It's a shortish par four, but there's
Yeah,
water up the side, both sides of a very skinny fairway, and it's crowned
the
off.
yeah, it, holding that fairway would be a lifetime achievement if I could do it.
But to Archie's point, the front is very much. It's kind of more blue top ridgy, where it's kind of a wide, more on a housing development than in a casino. but it's got a lot of room to miss on the front, and you have no room to miss in the back. There
No.
is, I think it's hole, is it hole 12, the big par five?
See? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's whole 12.
where the designer just is begging you to cut more water off than you than you
Yeah,
want to. And I
yeah,
think one of the things I'm excited for is that I've never played Hunter's Ridge where it hasn't been soaked. I mean, we've never played Hunter's Ridge where we couldn't drive off the cart path.
yeah. That's true, and they were very adamant about that. Yeah.
And but I think that's where it's at. So I wonder if it dries out a little bit, how much harder it's going to be to control your rollout out there. Like Jake said, there are 10 ponds on the back nine. It's very narrow. A lot of different weird forced carries. There's a forced carry on 11, on 12,
Um,
on sorry, I was 12. Well, 12, you can cut off what you want to chew on 12.
yeah, that's
But
true.
then you come back 13, 14 has it's not a particularly long forest carry, but it's fucking with your head because there's a lake that you can't see long left. And you're also hitting out towards a field long right. And then you come, it's a very interesting layout, and I think it's just gonna make fun for match play. But I think the only hole out there without water on it is that par three on, is that 14 or 15?
15.
Right back
Yeah,
into the Oak Savannah.
yeah. It's a long par three with a big oak tree that kind of is
Covers it.
helicoptering the green, like, and it's a long enough par three where you're not coming in vertical. Like you gotta probably pump something pretty good out there, and if you miss a hair right, tree's knocking it down.
Yeah.
It's Yeah, the back nine is going to be pretty exciting for match play. If you find yourself down, just wait. If you find yourself up,
Yeah.
just wait. Like
Yeah.
it really comes down to the fourth quarter.
I mean, the first time we played this course with the 11, it's the 12, sorry, 11 or 12 is the C.
12.
And we teed off and we're like, where the fuck is this hole is this hole
Yeah,
going? Because it just keeps going right.
right.
And then I think we both, the first time we played it, we both tried to, oh shit, we'll just on our second shot, oh, we'll just try to carry this water.
Hmm.
And neither of us got it over there. Because the other thing about that carry is that green is very narrow. It's wide, but it's set to it's wide to the water, but narrow front to back. So it's a brilliant kind of messy layout, and I love it.
Yeah. Well, and 12 is also really interesting because the second time that we went out and played it, it was we both kind of played
So
conservative
safe.
tee shots, and
Hmm.
and and even then we had water to fend with the entire rest of the hole. To me it's a very much a three-shot par five. You need two exceptional shots if to even get around the green. I don't think that there's I don't think that there's a lot of us who have two exceptional shots carrying that much risk to ask to do that.
Well, and if I remember right, there's not a lot of space in front of the green to the water. I think it's a very small. There might be a bunker
There's
in
a
between.
bunker in front, and there's probably about 40 yards of rough, but like it, you're not coming in at that angle. Like that,
Right.
it's just if you are, you went way conservative on the tee shot, and you're
Yeah.
going way aggressive on your second
Yeah.
shot.
You're DODing it out the second shot.
Right. So I think we got three really quality courses that we're playing. All three are I would say consistently named in the top five public courses in Iowa. We're missing out on I think it's Spirit Hollow is
Spirit Hollow
usually
down in
number one.
Burlington. Yep.
it's a little further south than we were willing to travel, but I think we're hitting some really good ones. And then Finkbine is usually another one that's pretty up there, but they are closed for the season, doing a complete redesign. I was really excited to play that one. But
Me too.
any other thoughts on courses? Do we have Dakota Slim? Is he just kind of sitting listening?
I think he's hanging out. He's trying to jump in. Go ahead. Oh, look, he's back.
Yeah, can't wait. I've never played any of these courses like you guys have, so I'm
But we're
excited to
painting
see them.
beautiful, beautiful word pictures.
I can see it all up here, guys. I
I
got
will.
I got my layout.
I will. I will say this is the. It feels like pulling teeth trying to get on these courses. We still don't have our tee times for Hunter's Ridge because they won't let us make them until a week out, which is ridiculous for 12 people coming to try to play golf there. Um, but whatever, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to go to Iowa. Love Iowa as a state. Love the Iowan people. Love the Iowegians.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
this is
absolutely.
just
Um,
great municipal golf, right? We got to follow the rules to a T to get our tee times.
it- we don't get any special treatment. They hear about us, but we tell them not to give us
Of
special
course.
treatment. We want to be like everyone else. We are of the people, by the people, and for the people. We give the people exactly the experience that they're going to get.
Also, none of the courses we're playing are munis.
That's another thing. All right, so let's move forward. We're going to really, really quickly touch on format. We are looking at 5 sessions. Sessions 1 and 2 at Amana, 3 and 4 at Blue Top, session 5, Hunter's Ridge. So session 1, each match is going to be 2v2. All of this is coming with an asterisk that all 12 of us are able to make it. The format will be selected by Team Evans, and the Team Evans will also be throwing out the first pairing. Team KC or Team Preem will be matching up the remaining two. Session 2 flips. Team Preem will be choosing the format. Team Preem will be throwing out the first pairing, and Evans will be matching up on that. Session 3, it's the same thing, different course. Evans choosing the format. Evans throwing out first. Session 4, Preem choosing format. Preem throwing out first. Session 5, format's locked in. It's going to be singles, and Team Evans is going to be throwing out first. So they are going to be throwing out on the 1, and the 3 and the 5, and Team Preem will be matching up on those.
And before everybody gets their panties in a bunch, throwing out first 3 times is the worst. That is the worst position for the team matchups, which is why Casey selected uh, to draft second. So everything is still kosher. This is the right format that we identified.
Yep. Yeah, because Evans got to choose Mondo number 1, he loses that strategic advantage. Um, so
Some could
now,
say he gave it up when he chose me number one.
some might say that. I don't know who, but we'll track them down. Um, let's get into what I think is going to be a very, very, very fun session. Uh, like I said, thanks to our friends at Caesar Sportsbook, we gave them our data of 10 years of TCC, and gave them everything that we have, and they have provided us with some lines and some prop bets. So we're going to run through, and we're going to do a quick over under on how many wins, over under, for each player. Um, let's snake it, and let's go bottom up. So we're going to start out with coming in at 1.5 wins over under on Team Preem Hutton. In previous years, he had 1 win, 2 wins, and then 2025 did not participate. So 1.5 wins. Mondo, I'm going to kick it to you. Are you saying over? Or are you saying under?
I'm going under. I've seen multiple lines out there that put Hutton even down to a one. So understanding that that line is creeping up there. Also, I think to of note, there are only 42 points available. So the over under for a 50-50 chance on these over under odds is going to be 2.5 wins. Because everybody 42 divided by the amount of matches that we're playing is 2.5. So anything under that means maybe they're kind of a loser. Now, while I love Hutton, I'm absolutely going to take the under 1.5 wins because I think he's going to have a great time, and that's fine. And that's good
Loser
for
with a
Hutton.
skinny wiener. Um,
Secret
so
wiener.
secret surprise wiener maybe. So I'm actually going to go. I'm actually going to go the opposite. I'm going to take the over on Hutton. Um, I do think that what he might be lacks on distance is not going to be overly penal, especially at a mana, and I think that is going to be essentially a kind of a boost to level the playing field in a couple places. Slim, over under on your vibe, brother.
I'm going to take the over because of that. He sometimes can struggle on the course a little bit, but I think he can knock it around enough on those station to station spots. And then if he's not playing well, he's not a guy that's going to drag his partner down. So that's why I like the over.
So what you're saying is he might be a piranha if you're a fan of the early 2020s or early aughts twins. He might be a Louis Rivas kind of guy.
Nick Punto.
Who is the other Nick? Thank
Nick
you.
Punto. Yes. Was it Carlos Gomez before he started roiding out?
Yeah, and then he went to the Brewers and broke bats over his knee every other at bat.
Moving on to Team Evans at 1.5 wins. John Obarski. Uh, in 2023, he had 4 wins. 2024, he had 2 wins. 2025, he had 1. And so we got a downward trend here. I'll start it off first. For Obarski, I'm going to take the under.
Mm.
I don't like the trend line. Um, that's all I'm going with is I don't like the trend line.
Okay, I'm going to remember the exact trend line that you talked about when we get to another person on Team Casey in a minute, but I am going to absolutely slam the over on this. I think John is one of the two steals of this draft for Team Evans, and I think he's playing a lot more golf than you think he is. And I think he's gonna show up, and he's a competitor, and he knows the rules now. And
Division 1 athlete.
we've successfully shamed him into not misstepping on the golf course. I think that's good on us.
Hopes
Agree,
and
Mondo.
prayers.
Agree. I'm
Slim.
going over. His
All
his
right.
kids have started to get into golf, and I think his wife is using that as a babysitting tactic. So I think he's been playing a lot more.
There you
Brilliant.
go.
Brilliant. That is the state that I hope to get to one day. It's aspirational. I'm very excited for my kids to hate going golfing with me.
Yeah, oh, my
Um,
kids do.
all right, let's kick it back over to Team Cream. Uh, the captain is coming up next. His over/under line is set at 2, and I think this is the trend line that Mondo was referring to. Casey won 4 matches, 4 wins in 23, 2 in 24, and 1 in 25. Um, this is where I gotta ride with my captain. I The thing that I can point to for Casey and say is that I think last year was a bit of a mirage. I think the weight of leadership might have been heavier than he thought, and I think you know now he's got his recruits in. Now he's got his systems in place. I'm taking the over. Now that's over two. So I'm taking the over with my lack of hook there. Slim, where are you going?
I'll give him the push. I don't think he's been playing a lot of
Wow,
golf
he's
this
hitting the
year.
number.
I don't think he's been playing as much golf as he's used to. I think he's got a little one at home, and when those new babies come, the golf gets put away on the shelf for a few years. So I don't think he's gonna have as good of a year as you think he is. So I'll take a push.
I'm going to take the under. I know his handicap. I know his handicap has been creeping up there. But what do they say about young golf phenoms? As soon as they get married and have kids, they don't win. Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, all of those guys haven't won any majors since they've had children. I'm going to take the under.
Okay, all right, then let's move over to Team Evans, and also at 1.5 wins, you have the proctologist Dan Schneider. In 23, he won three. In 24, he won one. In 25, he won one. Um, the thing that, and I'll give my bet here. I'm taking the over on Schneider. Uh, Similar to Casey, doesn't play a lot. I think Schneider is an absolute legend in TCC lore. Perfect attendance along with my two co-hosts here, and I think that says that the lights are not going to be too bright. He can have a couple of down years and come back. He knows that he's not playing for a single season. He's playing for a career and a legacy. So I'm taking the over on Dan Schneider.
Slim, what do you got?
I'll take the over as well. I think he's a good course fit. He's not a bomber by any means. And I think he knows his weaknesses and his strengths, and he knows he's not going to bomb it. So he's going to hit his three metal off the tee every single hole. And but he's fairly accurate with that club, and I do like his short game. His short game is the reason why I vouched for our team to draft him.
I hate his putting stroke. I hate how he sticks that toe of his putter straight up into the fucking air. It grinds my gears.
It gives me anxiety every time I see it.
Oh my
You're
God.
gonna, oh man, come on.
But I have him over here. I think he's also the other steal of this draft for Team Evans. I think people give Shinz a bad shake, and now that he doesn't have any expectations with any hosting responsibilities, he's set up, man. And I do think Dan will win at least two matches this year.
Podcast is riding for Schneider here. Um, Next up, we have on Team Preem, Carlo coming in at 2.5 wins, or sorry, 2 wins. Um, in 23 and 24, did not participate in the triumphant return. Last year in 25, won two matches and halved a match. And I think Vegas is thinking here that the have is in play. He has a lot more halves historically than anybody else in TCC, and
Great stat.
so for that reason, I am going to do my best Slim impression, and I'm taking the push. Mondo.
I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the over on this. I think if Carlo, frankly, I think Carlo wins both matches at Blue Top Ridge, or he's at least favored in both matches at Blue Top Ridge. I think that's his ballpark. As long as he plays within his skis, and he's going to be paired with his brother on some fucking format, and his brother's at 19, and they're going to have that. Jake's not trying not to smile because that hasn't been a point of conversation in the team Casey chat at all. But I know that's going to happen, and I think he might squeak out another one, so I'll take the over.
Slim, what do you got?
I agree. I think the over. He's a very, very good player, and I think he'll live up to his good handicap and his good form. I don't think he's been playing a lot, but I know he's a good player, and he's an experienced player in the TCC. So I'll take the over. I think he'll win 3 matches this year.
Coming into Team Evans, we have Mondo at
No,
two
Evans.
wins. Sorry, you're right. We have the captain, Evans, at 2 wins, has 2 wins in 23, 2 wins in 24, 2 wins in 25. So I think the bet here is he going to hit 2 wins? I'm going to take the under here. Uh, I feel he's not a rookie anymore. He's definitely our probably our latest addition. Um, but I'm taking the under here. I'm seeing I'm seeing some problems at Blue Top, uh, primarily because of the distance.
Mm. I'm going to go a straight push. I don't know how you can't uh, acknowledge his consistency over the years, so I'm going to go push. Go, Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the over. I think he's excited to have his team this year, not a team that was drafted by someone else. He definitely Evans put his stamp on the squad. He drafted his guys. He didn't just look at the handicaps and say look at the best available player. He wants his guys. He got them. I think he likes his team. He's comfortable playing with all 5 other players. So I'm going to take the over. I'm going to give him the nod for a winning record for the first time in his TCC history.
There we go. Drafting for fit rather than best player available. Then we come to the other end of the brothers Karlovich, and on Team Preem, Tony K at 2.5 wins. Um, it did not participate in 23 or 24. 3 wins last year. Noted, not unanimous MVP. Um, Mondo, I'm going to let you start it off here.
So I think, first of all, there's no secret here. Tony can bomb it. He can smack the piss out of that golf ball. Great. It's not going to help you at Amana. It's going to get you into more trouble at Hunters. So I'm going to take the under on this, and it's no shame to Tony's game because I think he's a long drive champion, hands down. But I think that he's going to need a little more precision in Eastern Iowa. So I'm taking the under.
I'm going to take the under as well, and I think he's just going to regress to the mean. I think last year MVP played out of his shoes, out of his mind, which I'm thankful for because it got me a cup win. But I think he was playing a bit above his skis. So I'll take the under.
Archie?
I'm going over here. I love the position of his handicap. I love the course fit at Blue Top Ridge, and I like his ability to play to himself. When he needs to hit those big drives, he will. But I think he's got a good head on his shoulders to play within himself here. So I'm taking the over on Tonovich.
Sounds good.
All
Split
right,
on that one.
so now we get to DJ Mondo. Mondo at 2.5 or 2 wins, came in with 1 win in 23, 2 wins in 24, 2 wins in 25. I'll kick it off here. I'm taking a push here. Um, love where your game's at. I'm not sure you could sustain the pace that you're playing at. big trip out to Scotland. Uh, is TCC kind of a trap game for you
Mhm.
after your travels and hijinks across the pond? So I'm taking the push here. I think Force Fit at Amana is amazing, but that's where I'm standing.
Slim.
Um, I'm calling my banker, and I'm taking out a HELOC right now on my home, and I'm slamming the over. He's four wins. If this line was 3, I would bet it. I would bet the over. So this is a no-brainer over. Lock of the century.
Lock of the century.
Can I
This
participate?
ain't the, this ain't the NCAA, Brandon Sorsby. You bet on yourself.
Um, I'm going to take the over too. I think I get at least one win in match play. We all know my fantastic record with match play, so we only have to pick up another 2 wins out of the other four, and I think I can absolutely do that. A little concerned I don't have the crutch of the index that I've had in years past, but that's okay. We're gonna figure it out. I'm a gamer, and I think it all depends on format this year. There's no, I'm not a scramble guy. I literally give nothing. I have nothing to give in a scramble. But we'll see. But I'm taking the over.
Mondo, what what is the most important position on the offensive side of the ball?
The offensive line.
The left tackle. You got to protect it. You're the left tackle. You're the insurance policy. That's what you bring to a scramble game. And I don't mean to pump you up, but I can't see you down on yourself. Too much history for that.
I just
Let's
I can't move it. I can't move the ball.
Hey, you can move it in the right direction.
Yeah.
Moving on to Team Preem, we have the Lil Bitch McClay coming in at 2.5 wins. We talked about a few trend lines in the negative direction. We got a trend line in the positive direction. 1 win in 23, 2 wins in 24, 3 wins in 25. Slim, let's let you kick it off here.
Yeah, I think he's under this year. I had the privilege to play against McClay last year, and he had a bit of a best pal on his team, um, who is a Hall of Famer named Ghosty. And anytime McClay needed old Ghosty, he came in clutch, and that's kind of how he beat Tony and I last year at Quarry. Well, sorry, Chris. Ghosty's not going to bail you out this year, so I'm going to take the
Not,
under.
Knocking on wood, the ghosty is not going to be bailing him out
I
this year.
know. I'm in my basement. Don't put that juju on me.
I'll put that out there. So I'm gonna go over here. Um, I think McClay is playing a ton of golf. He like Mondo doesn't move the ball, but he knows where it's going. It may not it's not going to look good. He's not going to be making any highlight reels, but he knows how to get it to where it needs to go. So I'm taking McClay on the over. Uh,
Slam the under. Sprint to the bank and like Luke said, Luke split that HELOC. Hedge your bet here. Reason being, look at who McClay is going to be paired with. He can't be paired with Nick because Nick will be paired with Tony. We all know that him and Casey have a fantastic history together, and I'm not sure that they want to play golf together for 5 straight rounds. Which means that Jake, you're gonna have to play a lot of golf with a guy you have affectionately named Lil Bitch. So I
there's
just
a lot
don't
of
see
affection in that little bitch.
I don't I just don't see the 3 wins coming out of that, so I'm slamming the under.
Can I also say one other thing? Against McClay, looking at Amana's
Please.
course, uh, it seems like there's a lot of holes that turn left. Well, what ball flight does McClay hit every single shot? A slice that turns right. So I'm just wondering how that C of a shot is gonna eventually go to get to a green that's on the left side instead of on the right. So I just don't think a mana is a great course fit, and I would also say I wonder about uh, the length at Blue Top Ridge will give him a little bit of trouble, and then especially the back nine at Hunter's Ridge,
Hunters.
where you really got to know your distance, and you can't be hitting it. You have to. Is he even going to have enough room to aim left to get it to land in the fairway with how right it goes? So oof. Good luck,
Here's
McClay.
what I agree with everything you said, Luke, but I'd like to throw McClay a little bone in that he might be a generational long iron player. Like he that's a preposterous statement, but he's so good with his long irons. But anything 150 and good luck.
The I see what you're saying about the everything bends to the left at a mana. I will say that that was my impression before we played, is that, oh, you got to be hitting draws here, but it seems very much like you're not going to be hitting a draw to a position that like you're getting anything extra out of
Right.
it. Like everything is shot one, turn, shot two. It's not really like hit shape something in along with the course. So yeah, it'll be interesting. He might be able to drive the green on hole number 12 at Hunter's Ridge without ever crossing the the water. Like he's gonna follow the fairway the whole way. Just he aim straight and let let that boy work.
Do work, McClay.
Let's kick it then to uh, his brother from another mother, Phil, at 2.5 wins. It had one win in 23, and then three in each of 24 and 25. I'll kick it off here. Bill. Phil is coming into his own in TCC. He historically was dreadful and has really been coming into form. That being said, I think 2.5 is just too much here. If it was two, I'd probably take the push. I can't see it eclipsing, so I'm going to take the under.
I think Phil's an outperformer of expectations. I think every year people have dialed him in to be certain sacrificial lambs, or he had to play the ghost in match play last year. I think Phil hits the over here. I'm not slamming all my money on it, but I believe in Phil because I think he's got a good plan. He mentioned to me today. He
Which
just
one?
like wants. Yeah, what's that?
Which one?
I'll tell you, he mentioned to me today that his plan is to just basically split his first 2 day matches. Or what did he say last night, Luke? It was something along those lines. He breaks it down into segments that work out for him. And it's made sense to me, and I'm there. So over.
Slim.
Yeah, I like Phil to hit the over as well. This is all comfort play for me. Um, we looked at some advanced stats here, and Phil and I have played together 7 times in the TCC, and we are 6-1. So
Damn,
I
that's
think
awesome.
you'll see at least one round where Phil and I are partnered together. Well, that's a
Oh
win.
my, oh, above average at
I'm
that.
guessing Phil and Matt will also have a round together. And after what they experienced at on our North Dakota
Painted
swing
Woods.
in
Yeah.
Painted Woods, I don't think it can get much lower. So I think they'll just have a laugh about that round. uh,
That is
Team.
that's still my avatar for my iPhone. When anybody calls me, it's me in transition and Phil just face in his hands. It's the best. We'll flash it up on screen. We won't.
I like the
Um,
over for Phil.
hell yeah. Well, while Jake takes a drink from his giant Kool-Aid bottle, We'll transition back to him. Gemini is setting the line at over under 2.5 wins for
I
Jake.
mean, Caesar Sportsbook,
Yeah,
brought to
sorry.
you by Caesar Sportsbook.
Yeah, sorry. Brought to you by Caesar Sportsbook and the Iowa Department of Agriculture. Um, had a little a 5-win season, one of the best seasons we've seen in TCC history. Then did not play. Had some family issues. We're not going to give him any shit for that. But returned back to form last year with a 3-win performance. Jake is, I think you have no. Carlo has to have the highest win rate.
Yes, Carlo does.
Carlo. So Jake has one of the highest win rates.
Highest wins.
Yeah, Jake's got the highest amount of wins in TCC's history, and that's not by accident. Um, Slim, what are you saying to your brother at 2.5 wins?
Unfortunately, I got to take the over here. Uh, I am a little worried about the so-called home game model. I think that people think that
Mm,
there's a an increased probability that when you're closer to home, you're going to play better. I don't think that's true for the TCC. I think it's gone the other way multiple times, but I think he's going to hit the over. He's played these courses before. He knows them. So I think he will use that to his advantage. But I'm not slamming the over, but I do like the over.
so I'm not his brother, so I don't have to be as nice. But but I did see. I don't have to see him at Thanksgiving, right? But I did see him play a man the other day and was actually really impressed with the swing, with the amount of rust that he says is on it. Um, but I can't give him the over here, so I'm going to say you push. I'm going to say win two and you tie one, or something along those lines. I just have to rib you a little bit, and give you some bulletin material, and I think you'll push 2.5 wins.
Well, in that case, I'm going to be putting the home game model to the test. The concern that I have is not having experienced a TCC where I've not had a day to mentally prepare to pull myself out of my normal world and box myself and compartmentalize my life to dedicate 100% to TCC. Um, that's a concern. I'm not overly concerned about the rust because that rust has been building up for several years since the new little kid came around. Um, I'm taking the under here, and call it humility, call it whatever you want. I'm going to give myself to the team, and that's why I'm taking the under.
Lack
But
of
let's
So
confidence.
yes, so you're
yeah,
not so you're not
severe
confident.
severe lack of confidence. Change the record. When have I ever have had confidence? Speaking of confidence, that kicks it over to Lukey, Mr. Slim, also coming in at 2.5 wins. Had 4 wins in 23, 1 in 24, and 3 in 25. I'm taking the over here. The one win I feel like was a tremendous mirage. He maybe cannot play well when his brother is not in attendance. When his brother was not in attendance, he lacked the big brother drive. So I'm taking the over now that I'm coming back. I'm going to provide that extra motivation for him. Mondo, what do you think?
I'm going to take the over because I think Luke is a regular golfer. He tries to golf 9 holes a week. He knows the swings. Luke, we're going to get you some rest, out there in Iowa. But wanted to bring something to the two of yours attention. Are you aware that this is the rubber match for who has the belt within the Evenson family as for the most TCC Cups ever?
I was not aware.
You both have 4 cups over your history
What about
this
Schneider?
year.
Doesn't he have the
No,
most?
sorry, not ever, ever in your household is what I'm saying. Um,
I was gonna say Schneider got to 4 in like the fourth year.
fourth year, yeah. Schneider has 7. You both have 4. Uh, I have 5. Blah 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 blah. But I just wanted to add that little spice nugget on top of this, that this is for
Mm.
bragging rights to say
Well,
that
Mm.
you have more cups.
we needed that extra motivation to compete with each other. Lord knows.
Right.
All right.
Wait, Luke, are you going to take the
Lukey.
over?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the over. Course fit for me on these ones. A little nervous. I'm more of a spray and pray kind of guy. So we'll see how Amana goes. We might have to put driver in the bag because I don't know if you guys remember last year at the quarry. I had shot the first round there. I shot a 57, and on the back nine, I shot a 37. So, but that was after we put the driver away. So,
Sure.
I'm I'm wondering if we might have to do something like that for Amana, and maybe at the back nine of Hunter's Ridge, so we can kind of know where the ball is going and how far it's going. Um, but other than that, I'm playing better golf. Short game's getting a little better. Got a new putter last year. I feel like it's starting to pay off a little bit. So, but yeah, I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
All right. So if we, for those keeping score at home, for all of Team Preem, Jake took the over, and for all of Team Evans, Luke and Matt took the over. No home court calls here.
No, no.
Um,
We just believe in ourselves.
yeah. So let's move on to something a little bit more fun, a little bit, not so much serious, but we got some prop bets, and then we will end with the overall who's going to win money line. Again, these are brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. Thanks, Caesars, for putting that together. The first prop bet is the Evenson Civil War. Who secures more total match points for their squad? Jake is coming in at minus 135. Luke coming in at plus 115. Mondo, what are you taking?
Oh, I'm taking Luke. How can you not? You just talked about the fact that you think you're going to be under 2.5 wins, and that Luke's going to be over 2.5 wins. So I
I'm not setting the lines. This is Caesars.
yeah.
Don't call me out.
Oh, so yeah, I'm taking Luke.
I'm also taking Luke. That money line. That's a value bet, my
That's
friend.
there's so much value there. We're odds whores though. That's us.
Luke, you taking yourself?
I mean, I have to, right?
There we
Yeah,
go.
hell yeah. That's
Consensus.
Big Brother energy. The BBE, we love that.
BDE. Next prop bet is, can Mike Evans get off the 2-win schneid? Exactly 2 wins is minus 110. Any
That's
other outcome is plus 130.
that's crazy.
This to me is an absolute lock. Any other outcome, I'm taking the field.
You are?
Hell yeah.
Oh no, I'm taking the 2. How can he not? He's fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I'm not gonna get fooled again. Kind of
Value
deal.
bet.
I'm taking.
I'm gonna take the other as well because I think Evans and Mondo will play together quite a bit. I like that pairing, so I'm gonna take the other, which is the over. But yeah,
Team Madtown. There we go.
Team Madtown.
All right, we got another brother bet, the Carlo family dinner alpha prop bet.
These names
Caesars
are
is
great.
really digging in here. Highest point earner for Team Preem between Tony and Nick. Nick at even money, Tony at minus 120. Caesars is really getting the rake on this one.
Give me Nick. Give me Nick all day.
Nick, I'm taking odds. I love odds.
I love odds too, but I also don't think Tony should be a -120. Jesus, they're taking in the pants on that one.
This is another bet on Carlo, where I might sell my car and just ride my bike to work for the next few months until this thing pays off.
I put my kids on collateral for this one.
Yeah, yeah, I
All
think that
right.
makes sense.
Then we have the bounce back or bust regression race. Which slumping veteran bounces back to secure a Saturday
We don't
session
play on
win?
Saturday.
The Caesars, get your shit together.
We're gonna skip this one.
Let's skip this one. All right, then the Pushmaster. Um, Pushmaster sweeps total halved matches. All right, over under 2.5
I like this bet.
matches halved. Over is -125. Under is 105. I'm taking the under. I think there's enough bad blood here that people are going to want to win or lose. No kissing sisters.
I'm gonna take the over. I think that there's just too much shit that can happen at Hunter's Ridge, and I could see people battling out some halved matches at Hunter's Ridge, and another one will pop. So I'm gonna take the over. Plus, I'm a value bitch. There's no value
I'm
there.
gonna take the under. That's way too many ties, and I think in previous year we only had 2 ties, if I recall.
We had 2 last year, and Luke, you are named by the analysis as one of the tie magnets.
I
We had
do have a
3
few
last
ties,
year. We had 3 halves last year.
so that would over would have hit then.
Yeah. But I'm taking
No,
the
we
under.
we only had 2 halves last year, Jake. Evans and McClay in the scramble, and then Schneider and Obar.
Oh, you're right.
I was gonna say might change my bet, but I think the under.
All right, under it is. All right. Next up, we have 3 perfect attendees, and there's a little bit of an asterisk next to one of those perfect attendees. Who takes home the most total points among the 3 perfect attendees? Matt Limoges at +110, Schneider at +130, Luke at +150. Again, I'm going to go
Yeah,
odds bitch here, and
same.
I'm going Lukey.
Yeah, give me the same because I don't want the bet to push when they find out that Dan missed that match. To to go to the bachelor party, um, which was year
It,
one, and I love that we're still salty about
it
that.
was his best friend.
That's
Like,
that's the best. Hasn't talked to him since. But yeah, give me Luke all day.
I'll take Matt. I know odds be damned. He's on fire. I don't care if the odds are bad. I'll take Matt.
We'll
all right. We're gonna skip this next one because I don't like it.
says weekend, yeah.
Yeah. All right. The next one: Will Casey, McClay, Evans, and Luke all secure at least 1.5 points for their team? Yes, at 275. No, at -350. To me, this is the bet that you go to the bank for.
Yeah,
This is a yes.
this is a
This is
yes all
a
day
hard yes.
because we make it happen too, right? If McClay's down and he needs a half a point on on Wednesday, let's just throw the match and take the money.
There we go. Well, now that this is out there, the Caesars is really going to come and get us.
Come for me.
Yeah. ESPN will expose this in 30 years, like they did the NBA. All right. Mirror image rematch. Head-to-head total match wins in the 2026 season. I specifically asked Caesars to make this line uh, between McClay and Phil. We got McClay winning more matches at minus 115. Phil at minus 105. Give me McClay.
Give me Phil.
Oof, that's a tough one. I think they win the same. I'm gonna say push.
All right,
So
Luke's
you're
not
taking
betting.
your bet off the table.
Yeah, I'm not betting anything.
Such an accountant.
Taking his chips and running. All right. I got one more prop bet. We're not going to do the race two bets or the end of day one or day two scoreboard lines. The next one, in 10 years of TCC history, in 264 rounds or holes played, don't quote me on that, is rounds played, we have not had an ace. Now, will there be a hole in one recorded at TCC 26? Yes, at plus 11,500. No, at minus 25,000. I'm taking the
Give me the
no.
yes.
You're Kevin Malone over here.
I'll give you 11,000 odds on anything. You take it. Yeah, I put 100 down on that. We should say that if anybody gets a hole in one, everybody has to throw them $100.
No, they
Ooh,
have to throw everybody else beers.
Drinks, yeah, but that's the
I'm not.
that's the
I'm not.
point.
I'm not. I'm not paying for my own beer. All right.
We know. Oh, Luke
Yeah.
knows.
Oh yeah. Luke knows. Luke knows. Hey, he had a paid internship. Uh, Last one, and then we're going to go to overall lines. Um, this one is called the Municipal Contribution Act. Will at least one member of the 2026 field receive an automated mail speeding ticket from the Cedar Rapids Police Department within 3 weeks of the event? For those who don't know, Cedar Rapids has speed cameras, so watch your lips. Yes, someone does get a speeding ticket at minus 175. No, everybody drives carefully and thoughtfully at plus 145. I'm taking the yes.
Have you gotten clipped by Cedar Rapids police?
Not me, because my wife's cousin is a Cedar Rapids police officer, and I know the number.
Corruption.
so
I
you
know the number.
bribed a government
I
official.
didn't bribe. I just know what they're set to.
Oh, we'll share it with us.
So it's the bet. 7. It's 7 over.
Well, of course, everybody knows it's 7.
But I will say that this stretch of road that we're going to be driving on, and for those who are going to and from the Twin Cities,
Yeah.
going to be doing that a few times. It is so hard to drive even 7 over the speed limit. It is crawling.
I'll take the yes, even though you disclosed the upper limit.
Well, I mean, so everybody knows the upper limit and the speed limit. So.
I'm going to take the no for 2 reasons. One, I think Phil is a slow driver. I don't know who's driving down from the cities, but whatever. But two, I think also the other element of this test is that Cedar Rapids gets you the ticket within 3 weeks. And as somebody who used to work for government, that's a quick turnaround. So I'm gonna take the no.
They got AI installed. They're going to have it at your door the next day.
Okay. They're gonna bring it to the Airbnb. They'll know
They're
I'm
going to
there.
bring it to the Airbnb. They'll probably drop it on you from a drone.
Yeah.
All right, the last bet, and this is going to close out the podcast. We have the overall money line odds. Team Preem taking home, retaining the cup at minus 140. Team Evans taking the cup at plus 115. I'm going to kick it off here, and it should surprise no one. Though I am a odds whore, I'm going the safe bet. I got to ride with my boys.
Slim, give me the accountant's take on this one.
Boy,
He's
at
taking his money off the table.
minus 140. That doesn't. That I don't like those odds. I will odds whore and take Team Evans and minus 140 for Team Preem to win.
My
That's
analysis said
terrible.
different.
Well, this segment is brought to you by Caesar Sportsbook, so we don't need any competing odds makers here.
Never mind. My odds, my odds are way worse. Can I take my odds at Evans plus 140? Because that's what I'll take.
You're gonna tickle her.
Yeah,
You're gonna add a
I'll
little
buy the
tickler.
point. I'll buy the
There we
point.
go. Wait, my odds. Oh, wait, my odds. All right. Well, hey, that is going to do it for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We cannot wait to bring you a recap of the 2026 TCC around the second week of July in 2027. So, for our loyal listeners, I appreciate it. Mondo, you want to close us off with any comments?
Yeah, go Team Evans. We're trying to represent our semi-quincentennial birthday as a nation for this year's theme, and so we just really would appreciate the country's support. And as Jeb Bush once said, please clap.
Slim.
Yeah, I don't know that I have too much parting words, but I'm excited to get this going. Only the countdown has officially begun. The weather bug apps now are showing what weather's like, so they will get a lot of my traffic here the next few days and weeks. And oh, thank you for that, Archibald. But yeah, I would love to get another podcast going with either the captains or some other players. So I want to hear some other their takes, just to see if we can get some trash talk going. A little more, little. It's been a little light on the trash talk, so I want to maybe get this thing heated up before the start of the tournament.
Well, we'll see if we can make the schedules work out. Thanks for tuning in, and see you boys in Iowa.